Estás escuchando The Bad Guy Show.
All right, we're going to start it off, man. Welcome, everybody, to the Bad Guy Show. Ya tú sabes, D'shon El Villano, El Bad Guy Show, up in the Dagr8fm Latino, WQRXDB. Nosotros somos la Dagr8fm Latina. And today in the cribble, we got the homie 305 Beatbox. Yes, sir. Pew, 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 pew. We got that personalized soundboard. Brother, thank you so much for coming through, bro.
No, thank you so for having me, bro. I appreciate it.
Definitely.
It means a whole lot of love.
Man, I've been seeing you make moves lately, brother.
Thank you.
I've been seeing you out there with Jackson and
35.
You know what I'm saying? 35 at WVCC. Shout out to Jack. Shout out to H2O.
That's right.
WVCC Radio.
There you go.
I've been seeing you out there doing your thing, and it's so dope because beatboxing is one of those things that is like it's such a staple in hip hop.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's so very like far in between.
Yes.
That you really see people like dedicate themselves to that craft.
Yes.
Before we get into like how you got into like beatbox and everything, let me ask you this: when did you start in your path to music, and when did you fall in love with hip hop?
Man, I fell in love with hip hop. I gotta thank African Bambaataa for that, man.
Nice.
Not
Nice.
for nothing, man. I'm old school like that.
Okay.
Yeah, my uncle was a DJ back in the early '80s to the late '80s, and he played nothing but good stuff. You know what I mean? African
Nice.
Bambaataa, fucking Two Life Crew, Gucci Crew, all the good stuff from back then, man. And that's been my thing for hip hop. That's where it started. It really
Right.
was that.
Yeah.
That's when the noise started coming in. I was like, oh, listen to that drum pattern or that snare or that hi hat.
Yeah, African Bambaataa really did change things, sampling,
Yeah.
craft work.
Yeah.
Like it really became something that people could really dance to, like really get down to. Yeah,
Feel good.
yeah.
You feel it. You're like, oh man.
And with the costumes and everything,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
they were having a good time.
And
No, it was a part.
They were
you know
having
what I'm saying?
fun, man. Definitely.
When you find hip hop that you fall in love with it and you say, okay, this is what I like to do. This is what I like listening to. This is the culture. What pulls you to the beatbox thing?
Man, I don't even know, man. It was so natural, like the way that energy, that force, whatever it was in the universe or at the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, it drug me in, and I didn't realize it. It just happened. Just listening to all these cats, all these beat making, from back then.
Yeah.
It just hearing that sound. It's like, wait a minute. Somebody has to replicate it somehow, some way.
Which was the first artist that you saw that was like, damn, that's
Like
what I wanna
beatboxing
do?
wise?
Yeah.
Beatboxing wise, the first artist that I saw do it was definitely the Fat Boys.
Okay.
But that was closer to like 92, 93 is when I realized who they were.
Okay.
See, I was already making this noise, not knowing that it was already being done.
Really?
Yeah.
How cool
So,
is that?
yeah, so it was already in me. It's just I didn't realize it. And then when I saw the Fat Boys do it, I was like, oh shit,
Damn.
wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute. And then the one that took it to the next level was Rozelle.
Okay, yeah.
When you mentioned that earlier,
Yeah.
Rozelle was the one that.
Yeah, a lot of cats don't know about Razell, man.
No, man.
Yeah.
Rozelle is old school, man. He's
Part of
dope
that-
as fuck. Yeah.
that original
the
Roots
foundation.
crew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Roots crew with Scratch.
Scratch, yeah.
Yeah, man. And Kenny Muhammad. I
Yeah.
know a lot of cats don't know about Kenny Muhammad, but you gotta check him out too. He was
Right.
another one from back in those days.
Yep.
Who else?
Dougie Fresh.
Yeah, Dougie Fresh. Yeah, you gotta give it up to Dougie Fresh.
Yeah.
He's still doing
Hardest
it.
working man in
Yes, he
hip hop,
is.
yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Shout
the
out.
real entertainer. It's crazy because like it's like I said, it's so far in between that you really see people that are out there like doing it as beatboxers
Yeah.
and stuff, because there's a lot of it. Maybe I don't want to sound like, because I want to say like, oh, because people, it's easier to rap, or that's not what I mean. That's easier to do anything or the other, but it's more prevalent to find people that rap
Yeah.
than they do beatbox. When you do your beatbox, or when you tell people that you beatbox, what's the reaction you get from them?
Man, it varies.
Yeah?
It varies. A lot of people think like you're too old for that.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? That ship has sailed. or you're just making fart noises. That's the biggest one. You're making fart noises.
Really?
It's more to that.
Yeah. But these are people that are not in the culture.
Right, that are not in the culture.
Right,
the ones that are in the culture, it's a beautiful thing because they know the art.
They recognize
it. They're like, oh shit, let me do something to that sound. Let me rap to that, or let me sing to that. So it's a beautiful thing, man, when you get the more positive note, right? Because you don't want it to be negative ever.
Of course.
No matter what art you in, you don't want it to be negative. You want to hear positive feedback because it makes you feel like you're doing something right.
Yeah,
So we definitely got to close that gap between from the the rapping and the beatboxing, to make it more
more prevalent.
More prevalent.
Yeah, we need more people to be inspired to do beatbox like we have people inspired to be MCs.
Yeah.
You told me that you before these last few months that you've been integrating, that you were kind of like back and forth from Miami to a little bit up north at Apollo Beach, right?
Right.
I can imagine like this whole time you still were fucking with the music and the. Were you working with anybody, or have you been working with anybody?
I've done a couple like pull-ups. Excuse me, let me take a little.
Go ahead.
My throat
throats get dry. No worries.
I did some stuff in Orlando with the Hippie Hideout, which is shout out to Community 729 WTF, brother Payne out there. Greg was one of the dudes over there, holding it down for what they do is a bunch of local artists come out. They do their thing, networking, getting together, just creating something from nothing type of thing, And I did some stuff over there like that, just to hone my craft, if you will.
Nice.
And just to get out there, meet people and do things together, you know what I mean? Create beats, they rap over it. If we make a bunch of money on it, great. We'll get the points. We'll split it. We'll do it right on contract so everybody's happy type shit, and hey, we keep on going. Keep on to the next one.
No, I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself because I wanted to ask you more a little bit about your past.
Sure, okay. Absolutely.
Being in high school and like kind of like feeling like okay. I can relate to that feeling of man, hip hop is what I'm just so part of this.
Yeah.
When did you know that it was beatbox? That it was like, okay, this
beatboxing, boxing.
Yes, this is what I'm gonna take serious.
I knew it. Okay, so I knew it by Fat Boys, right?
Okay.
But I was young. I was still naive. I was into music, but I wasn't really paying attention, right?
Okay.
But I knew it was there. Right after I got introduced to the Fat Boys thing. Prior to that, I was already making it, right? where I got into it was in high school, right? 9th grade, freshman. Everybody's listening to Wu-Tang, Tribe Called Quest, Busta Rhymes, Big L, all this stuff. And Rozelle came in the mix.
Okay.
And then, of course, the Roots as well, because you heard Scratch on there.
Yeah.
You heard, Rozelle going at it too. And then being in high school is where you see all these kids trying to mimic. They want to be rappers.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be an MC. Everybody wanted to have the hottest bars.
Excuse me, what high school did you go to?
Sunset.
Okay, dope. Yeah, I went to Braddock.
Oh, that was a rivalry.
Yeah.
Here we are. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, I had my cousin that went to Braddock. I had family and friends that went out there too.
Yeah.
So over there by Lakes on the Meadows.
Okay.
Yeah. But with that said, so everybody wanted to be an MC, right? So I was like, damn, I'm not really good lyrically, but I definitely hit some beats.
Damn.
And then I was already doing it like in middle school, but I was a little shy about it, right? So people knew, but it wasn't like a thing.
Yeah.
But definitely in high school is where I realized, okay, I could do something with this. When we were hitting the ciphers up right there in high school and during lunch and shit,
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, oh shit, and then it just
because once everybody hears you, you set the tone.
Yeah.
It's such an important element of it.
Yeah. They go into it and you just zone out into it. Like that's it. That's all they needed was the beat, and everybody just takes off with it. Bam, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of straight up rapping.
Damn, so, you're there just
just going at it. Yeah,
damn, that's crazy.
It's second nature at that point. Like it's just in you. You just got to do it.
And getting out of high school, right? I can imagine it was a point where you started your life. Probably became a father.
Yeah.
Did that take you away from hip hop? Did that kind of stifle what you were trying to do, or were you trying to take music seriously coming out of high school?
Definitely wanted to take music seriously, but a lot of things happened, right?
Okay.
Getting into trouble,
Yeah.
Out of high school. Definitely getting married young.
Yeah.
Having kids. That right there set me up like, well, wait a minute. You know, it was almost a fantasy at that point versus a dream. You know, like it wasn't reality because you know, growing up in Miami, it ain't easy. No. It's Miami life, bro. You know, you gotta be ready. You know, rise and grind every day. You gotta grind hard and go hard.
And sometimes you gotta have two different grinds just to make it,
or more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So back then, it definitely put a little setback on it, but I was definitely committed to push it and really get it going. But then again, you know, you see how the funds weren't there. You had no support from your families or friends. You had nobody. So when you're trying to do it on your own, plus pay rent, keep your kid fed, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, wait a minute, I got to put one or the other, and definitely not going to leave my kid behind or my wife behind.
Of course.
So I had to grind for them, and then every little moment that I have for me, that's when I just went in as hard as I could, you know what I mean?
And you had hip hop there because you obviously
always
listening to music all the time.
Always.
That doesn't
leave
you. Yeah. Were you able to connect with other artists while you were on the come up here in Miami? People who you might see now and say, "Oh man, I knew him back in the day."
I think the one that really I mean, this might sound funny to a lot of cats, and they might not believe me, and he might remember at one point, but there was this one house that we went to in Kendall. And I swear to God, if it's the same kid, bro, and the guy that's here now, and he's worldwide, Mr. Worldwide now, it's Pitbull.
Okay.
So I remember going to an apartment in Kendall, and we was all just chilling and all that. There's a couple of cats were rapping. It was a friend of a friend, and I remember seeing him there, and I know for sure it was him because he had the same eyes. He used to have braids back then,
right?
And but never really had that talk like how we're doing right here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it was just in the area, and that's it. You know what I mean? It just happened after that. But never really connected with anybody like I wanted to. Yeah. That was the other thing, you know.
Until now, like now you're like
grown man. Yeah.
Okay. So fast forward a little bit to now, where you're integrating yourself more into the movement. Where do you kind of see yourself, or like in this whole movement, like as far as like what kind of plans do you have to be able to put your music out there a little bit more and to be able to kind of like consolidate the part that you do as a beatboxer into the movement as far as like music wise?
Man,
you get me, right? You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, that's a tough one to answer, bro, because like there's so many ideas, right?
Okay.
I mean, there's so many, but you just gotta stick to one and go, right?
Right.
So like for me, it would be, you know, like oh man, that's just a tough one to answer because I just want to have a spot like this here, right? Where a lot of local artists come in, everybody's tight, we're producing things together, everybody's doing their thing, setting up their category, their catalogs, you know, getting their thing going.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like how most artists do now in SoundCloud and all that.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, it's just definitely want to have a spot like this where everybody just rolls through, you know, and just create, even if it's beatboxing or producing something on an MPC or something, you know. I don't know, man. It's a tough question, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting lost just thinking about it because my mind is going.
No, because you know what? It's a tough procedure too.
It is.
You know, because it's not like rapping. It's not like just putting a beat into. Well, I don't want to minimize people who make beats, but you know, it's not like
it's a lot of work.
Fucking with FL or with an MPC, it's different.
It's different.
But you do have a vision for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
If you can, if you were able to say like, I have like a dream artist that I would collaborate with, who would you say that? Dead or alive?
Oh man, I don't even know, bro. There's so many great artists locally, and then in the nation. If it had to be somebody locally, I just can't pick one. That's a tough one, bro. You know what I mean? We can start off with you, my brother. You know
Thank you. I'd be honored.
I would love to do that, bro.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Now that you've met a lot more people in the culture and everything, in the Miami scene, have you been getting invited to more shows to be able to go out there and perform?
So that's a funny question, bro, because I have a good answer for that. So now that this has been popping off a little bit more and we're all getting to know each other and all that, I got a big shout out not only to Dirty Five Jacks but Choco Valens.
Oh, Choco Valens.
He was out there in the Cypher last Tuesday, and he had a show going down in Savage Labs.
Okay.
And he's like, "Yo, you don't mind doing that on stage for me, bro?" And I spit all my shit. I was like, "Yeah, let's get it, bro."
That's
like,
what's
I was a little concerned at first. I was like, "Bro, maybe the spot they're not ready for all that." You know what I mean? Not everybody. Oh, beatboxing, huh? But you know what I mean. If he told me that, I was like, "Okay, we're gonna smash this shit, right?"
So did it go down already?
Well, it went down that night. He definitely performed and tore that shit up.
Okay.
The only thing was we had a little technical difficulties with the mic. I brought my own cord, my own mic, and all that. But the equipment that the DJs were using there didn't plug. I would have needed an adapter to get from a male to a female, vice versa. You know what I mean on the cord. So I was like, fucked at this point. I was like, bro, we was about to shut that shit down.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, shout out to Choco Valens, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Choco. I've had him here too, yo. He's one of the tightest.
He go hard, bro.
For sure. Yeah,
he goes hard. He's serious about his shit too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yo, man. I hope you get to do that with him somewhere else, and that you get I ask because I just really think that you should be, you deserve to be kind of present in these shows and to have kind of like your own sets.
That would be dope, man.
Is that something that you're building? Are you kind of like equipped to do that? To do like your own set on stage? I
can definitely, if you tell me, if we're in the crowd and everybody's taking a break, 5-minute, break, whatever, and you need somebody to like entertain real quick for just throw some beats and shit, I'll definitely go up there and freestyle something. All the shit that I got comes at the moment, is how I feel in the moment, and the energy in the air, how you feel the crowd and people and all that, just like that. And it just comes like, I do have some tracks, but they're not really, set in stone type of thing. So I just go with what I feel. You know what I mean? It's just on emotion, really, and positivity and shit.
I want to see that. I want to see you do a little set live. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to go tomorrow to the Cypher. Are you going to be there tomorrow?
Yes, definitely. Okay. That's the last one of the year.
It's the last one of the year.
Yeah, last one of the year. So everybody's been going hard. I got to shout out Evo City, Evo X1.
Okay.
Speedy. There's so many cats that be going out there, bro. That be going hard on their bars, bro.
Yeah. Miami has so much talent.
Yeah, bro. Everybody's
definitely trying to
bring in the A game.
Definitely trying to be out there tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
How about any collaborations as far as like recording? Have you been able to get into the studio with any local artists?
Nah, I mean I've done something with Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh damn!
I was able to get with him, and I just did a quick little beatbox, and he just spit over it. Like it was a verse that he already had.
Okay.
But he slowed it down, kind of a thing. His first verse on that track from Roof on Fire.
Okay.
Sick as fuck, by the way. Shout out Busy Bone. Thank you for that.
Nice.
So he did a little thing for me there, and
that's online.
Yeah, it's online. It's on my Instagram.
No doubt,
you can find it there on 305 Beatbox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I haven't been able to really. That's what I've been wanting to do, is just get in the studio with somebody and anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
And we can all create something, bro. It's limitless, right? There's no. It's not even the sky's the limit. It's further than that.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. Bro.
I like that. I like that positivity that you have.
Yeah,
definitely.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Now, as far as like growing up, did you have like other influences, like other musical influences besides like just the hip hop game?
Like outside of the genre, I've always stuck. Like my thing was Bone Thugs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like growing up as a teenager, it was definitely hard on Bone Thugs.
But that's part of the culture. Like, like did you have like any like Latin music influences growing up or?
Yeah, El General, was like, to me, I don't know, maybe this is a good argument, a good debate, right? To a lot of people, to me, I almost felt like he was like the original.
Yeah, he's like one of the
foundations.
Pioneers,
Definitely a pioneer. Safe to say that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? El General was definitely dope. That definitely brought that game. Jamaican music, man, like with Capleton, Buju Banton.
Nice.
Man, the list goes on about Marley, of course, you know what I mean? Back in those days, bro, there's so many different sounds and styles, right?
And I can imagine you're always paying attention to the sounds to the music. That's very cool.
Yeah, I'm very detailed to sound. Like I hear something and I just stop and I think about it. We rewind that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So besides the beatbox, do you make beats? Are you are you into like any other facets of the culture or production or anything like that?
At the moment, no, but
Okay.
that's something that's like my number one goal, because I have all this music going through my head, I definitely want to get it into an MPC or however, the like all the equipment works here, just to get in there and share my ideas and make something, because who knows, man, if I'm doing this as a beatbox form, what can we do on an actual digital, you know what I mean?
Right.
Where can it go from there?
Right,
I mean,
right.
So my thing is like to transform that into a digital, and then let all these artists take over on it,
That's
vocally.
dope. That's dope. That's dope. I really hope that you can do that.
Thank you.
And I hope that I'm part of it, because I
Absolutely.
definitely want to work with you, man. I mean, I actually was to tell you, like, maybe we could kick something right now.
Yeah,
Just a
man,
quick
let's get it.
quick little
You gonna drop
freestyle.
some bars on it?
Man, I got you, bro.
All right,
Let's
let me
go.
Test 1 2.
Let's go with Bad Guy Show 305 Beatbox. Yeah. Okay. Checa bien, hey. Es el Bad Guy Show, so you already know it's 305 Big Box, Beatbox with the Villano Flow. Ahora sí, aunque me equivoqué, yo le meto bien, man, tú que sepas ver. Ese tipo colombiano está rifando bien, así que checa lo que hago para que sepa quién es quién. 305 Beatbox y el Villano, Dagr8fm Latino, mira que estamos mostrando. Esta vaina aquí, la estamos matando, para que sepa improvisado, así que no me estés pisando. Donde no tienes que pisar, estos tipos aquí siempre va a representar. ¿Qué pasó, man? ¿Qué pasó, man? 305 Beatbox, let's go, man.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it, bro. That's how we do it.
Fire.
Just imagine if we had like big
Oh,
woofers
man,
and
yeah,
shit.
on stage, some shit like that.
Yo,
That would be
we'll
dope.
definitely be shaking that place
Yo.
up.
Man, much props to you, brother.
Thank you, bro.
I like that so much, and I definitely want to have you here again.
Absolutely.
Because I would like to have kind of like a convo with you, and maybe like some other people from the movement, so we can talk about the movement and kind of like that whole vibe of like working together, and maybe maybe changing things in the Miami movement, because I think there is room to change things.
Yeah.
We now more than ever we are more kind of like coalescing than before.
Oh yeah.
But we're still a billion miles away.
We still got a long way
You know
to
what
go.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's dope that you're one of those people that's coming through and kind of like instigating that we should work
Absolutely, man.
together more.
Absolutely.
And that you're part of this now. Don't go anywhere.
I hope
Don't go anywhere,
I'm trying
because
to, man.
brother, like you having a person in the movement that does this, and you're the only one now, so all the shine is coming to you. I think you have like a bigger responsibility, kind of
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
let's see,
Definitely a lot of work.
Yeah, you got a lot of work and a lot of weight on your shoulders, being like the only beatbox dude in the 305 that's really out here.
Well,
like I'm sure there's more.
Yeah, there's definitely
You know what
a
I'm
few
saying?
more. You know what I mean?
But they're not out here like you are.
There's some
I
out there.
haven't
I haven't seen anybody doing shows yet. You know what I mean? Like how I'm doing it here. I haven't done anything big like that, right?
Okay.
So with like 35 to me, that's pretty huge already.
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
is.
Coming
It
out
is.
here with you, this is huge already as it is.
Thank you.
There's a couple other artists out here like Dwayne Beatbox.
Okay.
Phenomenal dude. There's another cat. He lives a little bit further north in Sarasota, at Corver.
Okay.
There's another dude here. He's here for a few more weeks. His name is Ebox Official.
Okay.
He's got a jet back to Israel. You know what I mean? He's been
God.
coming down through the
Dope,
cyphers.
dope.
He's another sick artist too, man. He's dope with the beatboxing.
Oh,
So
Israel got some
yeah.
dope ass artists.
Yeah, man. If you listen to this dude, he's Ebox he's pretty good too, man.
That's
He's
fire.
laying it down.
That's fire.
It's all different styles. The ones that I named amongst myself, where
Okay.
everybody has their own uniqueness,
No doubt.
and that's what makes it beautiful, because it's not repetitive. It's not like you're getting bored. Well, shit, it's just beatboxing. I'm tired of it. No,
Right.
Everybody's got their own sound,
Nice.
and it makes it original. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Tell me a little bit about competing in the beatbox. How does that? What was the name of the competition, and how did that go down?
The one that I went to, it was small organized competition in Orlando.
Okay.
They did it at this bar called Taps and Caps,
Okay.
and it was organized through some of these cats from Disney. From this, I think in Universal and Islands of Adventure, they all worked for their
Okay.
you know, they're really dope cats. Caleb LeBear, he was the guy that originated that. Vishnu was another one. He was part of that whole clique, and we got together like 7 or 8 artists.
Okay.
And bro, like they all went out there and did their thing. I came out there and somehow, some way, I won. You know what I mean?
Nice.
These guys were so that good. Thank you. These guys were that good. You know what I mean? And I wasn't expecting to win. I wasn't even trying to compete nobody. I just wanted the camaraderie. What's that word? Camaraderie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to be amongst your peers. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just to have a
Yes.
great time. For
It's a
me,
great
it was
feeling. Yes.
yeah. It was almost like a freestyle, like a jam. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And you're entertaining. People were there and people
Yeah.
were loving it. And that
How
was
long ago was this?
Oh man, this was like 2.5 years ago.
Oh,
2019. It was before COVID.
Before the
Yeah, before COVID. Definitely a few months before COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, man. And so yeah, right now I'm holding the title. So you guys know when the other one comes in, I know I gotta worry now.
Oh,
I gotta get my A game in.
So you're national beatbox champ?
Not national, just it was Florida. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah,
All right.
Sunshine State beatboxing. You know what I mean?
World champ. Fuck that.
Yeah, we can take this shit.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
That's what's
thank
up.
you.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, when the next one comes around, let me know.
Absolutely, man.
I want to
Definitely.
see. I want to see you compete. In the future, where do you see your career going? Let's say, like in the next 5 years.
Man, personally, I got a couple of ventures going on personally. You know what I mean? Musically, when it comes to the art, man, I hope we're already there. You know what I mean? Because we got such a great platform, and people like you, man, holding it down like this. You know what I mean? WVCC Radio
Yes.
holding it down like
Yes.
that. You know, this is what takes it to the next level. You know, everybody getting together. And hopefully that my career is there, that I have a catalog already with sounds that people love, you know, sound bites, you know what I mean? You know, man, just making the whole catalog really, you know, in 5 years from now, just to be huge, I guess, you know?
That's what's
Yeah.
up. That's what's up. That's a good goal.
And
That's a
everybody
good goal to
together,
have.
you know what I mean?
If you could give kind of like a word of advice to cats who are getting in, male or female, who are getting into the game, who don't know, who maybe are doubting themselves, what kind of advice would you be able to give them?
Don't doubt yourself. Stay in your lane and do you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do what you love. You know what I mean? And there's a lane for everybody. This world is not just 3 lanes down the road or 5 lanes on the highway.
Real talk.
There's infinite lanes. There's something for everything. Patience is one of the biggest things, you know, that I found. I'm 41 years old, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I've been doing this since I was like 7, 8 years old. I got more serious about it when I was 11, 12, 13 years old, when I was like putting real beats together.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But now as a grown man, you know, you go through so much, right, that you're able to really process it and understand it and appreciate it. And definitely patience is key, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Patience and put in work.
That's good advice. That's good advice.
Put in work.
For people who want to check your stuff out, let them know where to find you, website,
Yes.
social media. Where can they get that?
Right now, I'm only in Instagram, which is 305_beatbox.
Okay.
I'll be the first one. It'll be a little yellow sticker with a little microphone. Well, it'll say beatbox on it, but it's yellow and gray. I gotta change the logo, by the way. But
Okay.
305_beatbox, lowercase on the beatbox. Very simple.
Okay.
You know, it's not private. You know, you can go ahead and check me out there if you like it.
check
You
'em
like
out.
it. Appreciate the follows. You know. So yeah.
And there's a lot of videos there, so
Yes.
they can check you out.
Yes, they can find
Doing
videos
what you
there.
do.
They can find stuff that we do on ciphers, stuff that we do that I've done with WVCC Radio with Rudy. Oh shit! Shout out to Real Prince Divine too, man. Shit,
Okay.
man, I gotta shout him out. That's another dope brother. You can see everything, all my little stuff that I do when I'm bored, right? You gotta,
Okay.
your mind just keeps thinking,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
here's a free beat, you know, and then
Nice.
so you can find me doing shit like that. Just pretty much trying to perfect my craft, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No doubt, man. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much
No,
for
thank
coming
you for
through,
having me,
man.
bro. It means a whole
It's
lot, too.
such an interesting conversation, and I think that there's so much more that we can talk about. And I definitely, you know, doors are open here. Cuando tú quieras venir por acá,
Gracias, bro.
whatever you have to promote, whether it's something that you're doing alone or something that you're doing with another artist, whoever you want to recommend to
Absolutely.
come through my way,
Would love to.
doors are open here. Always.
1,000%.
El Bad Guy Show, the Great FM Latino. We stand by local artists. We stand by. You know what? I'm a fan of people that do their art with passion.
Absolutely.
Who put their heart in their craft.
Right.
You're one of those dudes. I can tell from a mile away.
That means a lot.
Okay. And the truth is that, like, without people like you, like, it's not even worth having a place like this, right? So definitely, thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much for doing what you do, and we will keep it like that, man. We will keep it like that. We're gonna have this up on YouTube probably next week.
All right, bet.
You know what I'm saying? We're doing our last shows of the year. 2002 has been such a great year for us here. And I've had such like personal like highs in 2002, just being able to you know, do the show. I kind of fell off because when I fucked up my foot, I stopped doing shows. But I was just looking at like, you know, inside my computer, I was like looking at the files. We've done over like 40 something interviews this year. So like, I thank you to everybody who's been coming through, and just thank you to everybody who believes in us, and thank you to all the artists who believe in themselves and come out here and show and prove, because that's what we're here for.
Absolutely, man.
So nos despedimos. WQRSDB, nosotros somos la gran FM Latina. This is the El Bad Guy Show, D'shon El Villano, 305 B-Box in the crib. Take us away with a little bit of flow right there. Yeah. El Bad Guy Show, dile. Yeah.
Catch me on the next one.
Estás escuchando The Bad Guy Show.